Hearthstone is a free-to-play online unique card game that allows players to develop their own decks to fight off against other players. The game also includes many game modes such as Tavern Brawl, Arena, and Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is a game mode where 8 players face off in 1v1 rounds, with the goal to be the last player standing. Each round consists of 2 phases. The recruit phase lets players to purchase and sell minions, upgrade the tavern, use their hero power, and then rearrange their minions' attack order. Combat phase has minions automatically attacking the opponents until one player, or both, has no minions remaining, at which point the victor attacks the loser directly. Today, I'll be analyzing the common mistakes that people make in Battlegrounds so that you guys can learn something from it. Now without further delay, let's get right into it. First of all, on Gold 5, this player already made a very obvious mistake, and that is to buy Murloc Tidehunter and reroll. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what he was thinking, but the correct move would be to buy Murloc Tidehunter and sell 1 token to get Dragonspawn Lieutenant. Most of the time, you should always sell your token to buy 2 minions this turn instead of rerolling to improve your board much more, because taking unnecessary damage at the start can affect your late game plays. Here, he buys 2 Kindly Grandmothers, no problem, because it suits his hero power. On Gold 8, he bought another Enzoth and rerolled. Then, he found a triple of Enzoth. Then he immediately made a very funny move, and that was to sell 3 Murlocs to fuse the triple. Keep in mind that he is on 33 HP, but he's playing like he was on 3 HP. He should have froze the Enzoth and tear up next turn, then get the triple so that he would have had the chance to discover Baron, Bran, or Mama Bear. But he chose to get a tier 4 reward instead. On Gold 9, he didn't even think about taverning up to 4. He just started rerolling for minions. I'm not quite sure what he's looking for, but probably the triple for Kindly Grandmother. But remember this, the difference between tier 4 and 3 is huge, because tier 3 has barely any high stats minions that you can get, whereas on tier 4 you can get Savannah Jaime, Bova, Herald of Flame, Siegebreaker, Mechano Egg, and etc. That's why taverning up fast will always benefit you. At the end of the turn, he decided to freeze for a common buffing card that's not even going to improve his board that much. You should only freeze for minions that you don't often see much, or a minion that will fuse into a triple next turn. This turn, this player found a Menagerie Jug immediately after the combat. Menagerie Jug is the top buffing card across all tavern tiers, but he chose to not buy it for some reason, even though he could have sold his useless 4/4 taunt to play it after taverning to 5. Then, he chose to buy Defender of Argus. So I'm not sure if he was thinking Defender of Argus is a better buffing card than Menagerie Jug. After taking 5 damage from Surfing Lee, he then realized that he's fighting Deathwing next turn and decided to get an Infested Wolf and Herald of Flame. Considering that he's on tier 5, he should have tried to find some meta-defining minions such as Baron, Bran, and Mama Bear. But instead, he wasted his gold to buy a weak tier 3 minion and a decent stat tier 4 minion. Then he realizes that he does not have enough gold to buy Mama Bear and Ironhide because he wasted 6 gold on 2 useless minions. After taking an additional 13 damage from their 3, he is now on 6 HP because of his major misplays last turn. This turn, he tried to put his board as strong as possible, however, he still could not defeat his opponent because his board is still too weak due to his poor decision makings in previous turns. Moving on to the second player. On gold 6, he could have bought Rabbit Sorolisk and Enzoth, and that will improve his board a lot, but he chose to buy a Selfless Hero and reroll for some reason. Selfless Hero in this case is not too bad considering he might get a triple of it, but it's nowhere near as good as Enzoth. On gold 8, he immediately found a triple of Murloc Tidehunter and discovered Bronze Warden, Hangry Dragon, and Piloted Shredder. He ended up picking Hangry Dragon instead of Bronze Warden. I have no idea what he was thinking, but Bronze Warden is the strongest single card in tier 3. It is so much more useful than Hangry Dragon considering it has Divine Shield as well. On this turn, he taverned up to 5 and found Menagerie Jug on the next reroll. In this case, I would definitely sell both of my Selfless Heroes considering Menagerie Jug is the top buffing card in the game. And then I would put Bran on and buff 2 minions twice with Menagerie Jug. I have no idea why he didn't choose to do that, but it seems like he was trying to push for more Murlocs instead of improving his board for his next combat. After losing to his opponent last turn, he then found a King Bagurgle immediately after the combat. After a few rerolls, he then found a Felfing Navigator. The correct play would be to sell his Selfless Hero and put Navigator on, sell it, then put King Bagurgle on. But he did not think about the order at all and made it very awkward to sell his War Leader just to play his Felfing Navigator. Unfortunately, at the end, he lost a 91% win rate game and died. However, his win rate might have been 100% if he didn't make the previous misplays. Moving on to the third and last player. On gold 5, this player already made a mistake of not taverning up. Instead, he bought a red whelp that he could get easily from his hero power. Then he rerolled once and found a Dragon Spawn Lieutenant and decided to freeze it. If you're playing Ysera right now, I'm telling you, you should never freeze for these low tier dragons. Trust me, the value of Ysera's hero power scales with your tavern tier. On gold 9, he immediately found a triple of Big Whelp. Considering his board is pretty strong currently, and he's on pretty high HP as well, the correct play will be buying the Big Whelp, sell Dragon Spawn Lieutenant, tier up, and then put the triple on for a tier 5 reward instead. Because the only 2 good minions on tier 4 for his board is Draconic Enforcer and Herald of Flame, whereas on tier 5 he can get Bran Bronzebeard and Razorgore, which are the 2 very strong minions for his board right now. Plus, as I said, the faster he taverns up, the more value he will get from his hero power as well. After discovering Kalecgos and Razorgore, he started rerolling for some battle cries, and one minor misplay that he made was to freeze for some unnecessary battle cries. The only 2 battle cries that you should freeze after getting Kalecgos is Menagerie Jug and Twilight Emissary. On this turn, he immediately found a Bronze Warden, however, he kept it in his hand instead of playing it while buffing all of his dragons with battle cries. He could have sold his golden red whelp because it has the least potential of all of his dragons on his board. However, Bronze Warden is a solid dragon with divine shield, and if 2 of them are buffed at once, it will majorly improve his board. Therefore, he should have sold his red whelp and placed the other one down and buff both of them with battle cries. After killing Eudora, his next opponent is Sir Fingley with barely any health left. How I would play this turn is to tavern up to 6 instead of finding more battle cries, and that will increase his chance to find Nadina and Calicos, because he is still on 34 HP. After beating Bran once, he decided to buy more battle cries. However, he didn't realize that his board does not have enough space for them. Then he made a stunning decision, and that was to not sell the big bulb to play the battle cries. In other words, he pretty much just wasted his entire turn and did not improve his board at all in a 1v1 situation. After losing to Bran due to his misplay last turn, he finally sold his red whelp for board space for his battle cries. If you would do it now, then why didn't you do it before? Eventually, he did end up coming first, but without making all of the previous misplays, he could have made his board even stronger. And that's all I have for you guys today. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and smash the peanut butter out of that like button. And I'll see you all next time. Peace out.